left switch, Z right, sprint right G, U corner, halfback flat. Nice and easy. Let's walk it. Here we go.
Rhino, Alex Boone, your San Francisco 49ers might be back a little bit. They might be back a little bit after last night.
Dude, bang, bang, Niner gang. What are we doing? By the way, for anyone that doesn't know the rivalry between San Francisco and Dallas,
Legendary.
It's legendary. Like, anytime we played them, people would be like, you know how much we fucking hate them, right? I'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, you better fucking murder. Like, it is, the players know it. Everybody knows it. That was an epic game last night. That Sunday night game, you thought it was going to be a runaway, and then all of a sudden you were like, wait, what's just happening? But, Mackey, let's be for real. You and I were not wrong at the beginning of the year when we were like not putting any eggs in this basket. And it reared its ugly head yesterday.
With which basket, though? The Cowboys?
The Cowboys basket. I mean,
because we agreed on the Cowboys basket, but I even took it a step further and said, I'm not sure about the Niners basket. It feels like they've kind of climbed that mountain too many times.
I didn't say that. I said you better
I did,
wait.
though. I'll raise my hand.
I didn't say that. No, but I'm all down on the Cowboys. I mean, honestly, it's just not working for me. And the interceptions last night and the fact that Dak's running for his life. I mean, the Niners at times were just picking them apart. And you're like, dude, I don't know what's going on. And for me, watching the Niners, it's always so fun because having played for the Niners for such a long time, I'll always be the biggest Niner fan in the world because I know how much that organization goes out of their way to take care of their players. And not only that, but like they do everything to the highest standard. But man, when you talk about guys stepping up and coming in and taking over, you're talking about like guys like an Isaac Guerendo who comes out of nowhere and you're like, what? Dude,
it's amazing.
He hit the corner, and I know there was a flag on the play, but he hit the corner on this zone. And I was like, did he just outspeed three guys who out-leveraged him? How the fuck can you? But you talk about this team, and we've said it for weeks and weeks and years. They're run off the run game. As long as they can run the ball effectively or make you scared of their run game, they're going to set up everything. Why? Because they do everything off the play action. They're not going to let Brock Purdy stand back there and just throw it 56 times. They're going to dangle it to someone. They're going to have motions and shifts, and they're going to get the exact matchup they want. And when they do, you totally forgot that there's a guy over there named George Kittle. Happy National Tight End Day, dude. Seriously.
The tight ends went bonkers
They went
yesterday.
Banana balls. Like, they knew, hey, this is our moment. And none better than Kittle. Like, when you talk about a guy, it's going to take a snowplow to run this dude off here. You're like, you make business decisions. You do. Like, you saw a few of them last night, and you're like, I don't know if I want to get in the way of that. And just the way
and now the Cowboys, too. When the media calls the Cowboys out on making business decisions, then they get confronted in the hallway. That's a whole nother topic for the pod tomorrow.
Wait till tomorrow. They're going to get crushed by all of us, but it's just the same thing. And I'm excited for the Niners because it still shows a sign of life. And I know we heard his name a million times last night, but guys like Ricky Pearsall, like guys showing up, doing their job. You have so many guys. Debo Samuel coming out with pneumonia. Like, I'm not on a snap count. Fuck that. Like, dude, that's what football's about. And that's why I love this team. I'm excited about them. I'm not going to get too crazy, though, Mackey, because you only beat the Cowboys. I mean, let's be real.
Well, they needed a win, and now you have, I think, 4 teams separated by like a half a game in the NFC West. So I'm going to roll some of this, and it's just we love breaking down Niners film on the O-line committee going back the last couple seasons. You obviously played almost a decade in San Francisco, played in the Super Bowl for them. If you are maybe new to the O-line committee or you haven't yet clicked the subscribe button and the like button, why don't you do so right now on this YouTube channel? Help us get to 30,000 subs, which is our next goal. I'm going to roll some tape here. And you tell us what you're seeing.
Dude, I love this motion that he's created. It gives you this mismatch of this one-on-one because you have Eric Kendricks now trying to guard Debo Samuel. Like, it's just so exciting, dude. This was one of the things that when I was talking about shifts and motions, pause it. This is Zimmer's favorite thing. We used to call this double Cali, double barrel. It's whatever you want to name it. I don't give a shit. It's 2 linebackers walked up in the A-gap, and everybody else is in an even front. So there's a 6-man front. But on top of that, we've added a safety. So this is what's great about this. The minute he starts to shift Debo Samuel, watch Eric Kendrick starts to bug out. See that right there? Instantly he knows this is man. So now he's like, oh, not only do I have Debo on Kendricks, and you know how much I love Eric Kendricks. I love him to death. That's a mismatch. I'm sorry. Not only that, but see how Eric's running up towards the line. I noticed this as it was happening live. I was like, dude, I don't know that I would ever run up on him like that because there's no way they're just going to let Debo run a flat route, right? Like, that ain't happening. We're not going to waste him on the flat. But that's where he starts to lose leverage on this. And at the same time, Brock Purdy throwing this ball, being like, you know what, 50-50 ball. I trust Debo to get there. Right there. Got it. Dude. Little bit behind. Makes a great catch. But at the same time, dude, that's what Debo does. Go back real quick. When you talk about why he's able to do this, a lot of this is because the guys up front. And we are the O-line committee, and they are right now playing extremely well, this offensive line. You talk about having Trent Williams out there, who, by the way, can you believe he even got fined for punching that dude back? And he got fined more. I don't get that. But
I think he's got enough in the old coffer to
doesn't matter,
absorb
dude.
that fine.
Stand on business on this.
Worth
Don't
it.
pay that fine. Don't pay that fine. Absolutely. But no, look at the protection. Look at the pocket right here.
Watch Trent here. Let's watch Trent specifically.
Let's watch how amazing this works. Now, for any of you that don't know, I know his coach really well. He coached me. And I asked him one time, and I was like, hey, when Trent, does anything, he's like, we advise Trent. We don't ever really tell Trent to do anything. We just advise him. Go back real quick. That looked like Bear coming to me and being like, Dad, let me rush you real quick. And me being like, yeah, sure, bud. Okay. Watch this. Like, he doesn't even like break a sweat on this. And I love how smooth he is. When we watch film, we never tell guys to watch Trent Williams because he is just different. Pause. That is like the perfect right there. Look at that. Hand inside, hand on the chest. At the same time, he's barely sitting down and he's barely walking back. Like, he is without a doubt one of the best to ever do it, and he is very unconventional at times. Like, this right here is not a good position to be in, but at the same time, he's so strong and so big, you're not going to push through him. See how he has the inside of Trent, and Trent's kind of like fighting him? Most guys would get pushed straight back into the quarterback. That's not happening with Trent. But this is why you can do plays like this, and you can have these motions, and you can spread out a defense and go, oh, one of the best players on the field is being covered by the middle linebacker. I have to take this ball. I have to do this 50-50 ball. Bring it back.
Another
There
play
it
action.
is. Dude, he's already wide open right now. I see him the whole time.
Brock throws us a little bit late, actually.
Dude,
but
from the minute that he stood, watch this. From the minute that Brock Purdy hangs this ball out in front of Isaac Guerendo, George Kittle's wide open. Wide open. Wide open. He's wide open. Look at that. Not one person has seen George Kittle run by them. By the way, that's George Kittle. Look at that. Not one person looking for him. Not one person like, who's behind me? He's been wide open this entire time.
oof.
I know, dude. Takes a shot there. Dude's tough as shit, and I love him. Love him to death. But we talked about this. This is their play action. Look how much you have everybody up there right now. You literally have 3 guys covering 4 right here. You have 3 guys actually covering 1 guy. And everyone else is like, where'd Kittle go? Dude, this is how they make their money. And these plays right here, I love these as an offensive line because it's very simple, right? I just turn and run. We used to call this elephants on parade. And you would just turn and run, or they'd call it the dancing bears. Like, they'd be like, listen, you don't have a man, you have a gap. And if anything gets in that gap or gets violated, you must destroy it. But at the same time, look what you do to these linebackers. They're panicking. They're panicking. The only one that really sees him leave is Diggs, and it doesn't look like he's too concerned about it. Go back real quick. Watch this. He sees him leave and points him out to, I think it was oversight.
The only thing Diggs is concerned about are local TV reporters tweeting things.
Or the ball anywhere near him. See, look. Oh, where somebody get him? No, never mind.
Nope. Yeah.
I'll go as far away from the play as possible.
Look at this. He almost waits a little too long there, but it's still a great,
I'm not
great,
sure
well-designed play.
I don't know what he was waiting on. Get rid of that.
All right, I'm going to give you back-to-back your guy here, Isaac Guerendo, like the basically the third running back in line here on the season.
You can't feed me enough of this film. Talk dirty. By the way,
check in there.
Anyone notice all those motions and shifts? My God.
Yeah, what's happening here?
All right, here we go. Ready? First motion. Hit me with it.
Okay, let me go back. I think
I was going to say, you got to take it back a little bit.
Here we go.
Here we go. So we set it as a wing. We clearly want them to line up in something. But now we're going to move him around a little bit. See how the linebackers are kind of moving. Okay. Now all of a sudden we're going to move Kittle. We kind of got them back to where we want. They're all front side. We're going to move Kittle. Now they're on the run. What is this? This is just eye candy.
So all you're trying to do is gain more leverage on these guys
here.
How
much talking has already happened, and we haven't done a thing. Look how much they're like back and forth. Check this, check that. By the way, this is just simple zone. I mean, it's not even zone. It's kind of like a weak concept with it's not a weak. It's a strong. It's like a slant with Kittle running this backside. It's super simple. But at the same time, we have exactly what we want. And what it does is when Kittle goes in motion, it pulls one of the defenders out instantly. Because what are they thinking? Oh, dude, this is going to be another one of those nakeds. So he's going to run the flat route. See how Oversight takes off on him? But
yeah. So Kittle pulls this dude.
But he also pulls.
But then Juszczyk and Kittle both pull 50, right?
Who's this off the edge? Is that 35? Keep playing.
Which edge are you looking for?
Right there to the left. See how right there, Paul?
Yeah, 35.
Yeah, it's 35. See how he takes a step out too?
Yep.
See how we've kind of created this natural lane now? And it's like, okay, now who's going to be faster, you or Guerendo through this hole? We've just widened you out. We've gained leverage on you. See now how all of a sudden he has to come back at the same time. You're letting Juszczyk climb up on 50. He really does nothing to do with 35. He should have climbed up on 50 faster. But go back real quick. Who makes this play? Trent Williams.
Right, let's go back. Watch Trent.
Trent's job is to go through to Kendricks, but the minute they do this squeeze scrape, he goes, because I've been in this offense, they tell you just collect that guy. So now it comes pizza. You took his, because Juszczyk is looking for him. That's why I'm like, why is he pausing? But he's looking for the defensive end to kick him out, and then he's like, oh, Trent took him. I'll just climb up through here and
50.
take his guy then. We call that pizza. You took mine, I'll take yours. But Trent does a great job of slowing down. It's very hard to do because in the moment, it looks like him and Kendricks are running at each other, but then he sees this flash of color across his face, and he just see how he drives it vertically just enough to create that running lane. Dude.
So this is a 19-yard chunk here. Very next play, let's run the ball again.
Why? Because if they didn't stop it the first time, they're certainly not going to stop it the second time. Here we go. Once again, got a motion, something.
Oh,
I know. Did you see that wall of red? Dude, this is great. I love this. And this is, honestly, this is taking advantage of this front right here. You're basically telling them, hey, listen, if you can get all these guys blocked up here and you can get a hat on a hat, which, by the way, we've talked about this before. If you can see all the offensive line numbers while they're driving people, that's a good thing. Watch all these guys. And they're coached by one of the best, Chris Furster. Amazing guy. McKivitz right here, driving down this 3 technique is what allows this play to cut right through.
So basically, you're looking at it and saying, okay, from here over here, offensive linemen are washing this out, and then
we're 5 for 5.
Juszczyk cleans up the defensive end here,
and Kittle should release
gap
to the right to open up another space because someone's going to follow him out. It's basically you're covering up these 5 with numbers, and then these 3 you're covering up with dark arts, and you're like, oh, something's going to happen. This guy's going to go here. Yep. See how they all just go to the right.
Boom, boom. It's 77 climbing here.
And then all of a sudden, here comes your, what we'd call this F hide. He's hiding through to get to 91. Yep. So now everybody's blocked. Dude, it's perfectly run.
And so Kittle then is running a route to carry this dude out or make him hesitate.
Correct. Which is just enough. Once again, if I can just get you to take 2-3 steps the wrong way, see how that lane opens up right there because McKivitz continues to drive that 3 technique down. Purdy does a great job of climbing on Kendricks just enough to not get called for holding. It's a phenomenal run though.
It's just like, oof, 13 comes flying in.
He's a headhunter.
So you've got them. I mean, these are just classic 49ers run concepts, I feel like. And so
same motion. Look at this. Same motion. I love this.
No play action here. A lot of their big hits are on play action, right? But this is Kittle doing Kittle things. And we saw this play earlier where it was Debo went in motion. And that's another thing that if you don't know the San Francisco, they can move anybody to any position at any time, and it changes the defense. Because having Debo or a Ricky Pearsall in the backfield would be way different than having a Guerendo or a Christian McCaffrey. And at the same time, Kittle can be back there. Juszczyk can be back there. So during the broadcast, I think it was Joe. Not Joe. It was Troy. Or not Troy, sorry. It was Chris. Well, this is Sunday night. Chris Collinsworth. Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth was talking, and he was saying that every time they're in gun, they're probably going to check to a pressure to try and put pressure on, which is it's an easy check, right? Like the minute we would get up in gun and we would see that they were in their pressure look, this is a pressure look, by the way. Anytime you have more than 4 coming, it's considered a pressure. So you would look up and you'd be like, this is clearly a jam. we're going to go 5-0. So this to us would be a pressure look because we're all considered taken. And so anything else would be hot. What's
So
great
5-0,
about this is
you're 5-0 with these three here.
correct. And then you got
And
Trent
then
on 35.
Trent here, and then out 55
McKivitz
is
on 55. Yep. What's great about this is it's almost like San Fran was expecting this, and they were like, we're going to have an answer right away. And what is it going to be? It's going to be something across the middle right now. And so this is exactly what this is. Hey, go in motion. Okay, it's going to be some sort of zone behind it because we're both moving out. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing. Just clearing out the middle, right? Like they do such a great job. And then what do you talk about a guy like Kittle when he makes a play like this? I mean, the fact that he dove for that touchdown made me respect him so much more. Like this dude will do anything to win. And you have to love that in a guy like this. Here we go again. This play, when he hit helmet to helmet on this, I thought he was dead for a minute. I was like, oh my God. You could hear it through the fucking TV. Like, oh my God. This is a great job. And this one's set up by yours truly, tight end you, Kittle. And use check right there. Go back real quick.
so kind of a similar concept.
Same exact play. Same exact play we've been running. Now we're just going to send Kittle through here on a sift. And we're going to tell him, hey, listen, you need to keep that space between you and the tackle at all times. So you're basically going to cha-cha-cha your way through here. If this defensive end collapses or closes in front of you, you take him. But if he stays outside, hold your space and go climb onto the next guy. And use check will follow you. It's the same thing. And see, look, Kendricks gets way outside. He's like, dude, what's going on out here? This could be a million different plays. This could be a naked. This could be a roll. This could be just this. This
is fascinating. So a couple dumb questions off this.
Yes.
So same concept as the midfield Guerendo run, where the linemen are kind of blocking down to
5
the
for
left,
5. Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that creates this, and now you need somebody else to crack this part open. So basically, Kittle's job, as you said, he knows that Juszczyk is coming around, right? So his job is to sort of sniff out what is the agenda of edge rusher.
Correct.
If he crashes, Kittle washes him down this way.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't, Kittle climbs up to 8, knowing that Juszczyk comes around. Boom,
Correct.
right? Is that what you're saying?
There's your lane right there. And it's a lot of predicated on, number one, it could be where's the defensive end lined up. Like they'll tell him, hey, dude, if he's outside of you, just hold space and sift your way through. If he lines up head up at all, you're probably going to have to take him. So it's like a sight adjust. You line up and basically see where he lines up. But he knows the algorithm. I'm creating the lane at the end. Because that ball, no matter what, and it took me a long time to figure this out. That ball is never meant to cut front side, ever. It's always meant to cut back side. So until you figure that out, you're like, well, why am I doing it like this? Because they're always telling you this backside B, because we were the ones that kind of started this in Frisco. We were always taught to wash it down, wash all this down, like create this big surge of offensive linemen running this way so that the lane gets split right now. Like, see how clearly that lane is defined and fast, because all these guys are just washing people down. You know for a fact 31 is not cutting front side unless he just sees something in the hole and he's like, hey, there's nothing here. But see how, go back real quick, maybe even like two to 3 frames. See how he takes this ball backside. Like, it's a zone. The offensive line are running zone to the left, but see how the running back's running a zone to the right, kind of? That's why it messed me up. Because when we would talk about it on tape, and this was the first time this kind of got introduced into the NFL, I was like, I'm so confused because the running back's going to the right, but why are we blocking to the left? And they were like, it's because it's the optical illusion. You guys are going to be taking off to the left, so what should they do? They should naturally go with you, and then we hand the ball off to the right, which gets him faster into that lane. So you guys have to create it right now, and he's just going to run right through it.
But he's really not. But he's really not running to the right. He's actually running to the left optically because he runs right here.
Technically, it's to the right because watch as the offensive line go. He hits in the backside B gap. But that's what it is. It's that optical illusion of everything's going left, but he's coming from the right. And as a linebacker, you can see it even there. They start to pant around a little bit, and they're like bouncy, and then all of a sudden they're late to an adjustment. It's a lot. I know. It's so fun.
I love it. A full 4-yard touchdown run. There's so much to unpack. All right, here we go again. Let's bring some linebackers up, create some space. Not even that much space. That's a good throw. Kendricks used to be great at this, by the way.
I know, dude. I know. And it's
kind of tough to watch.
It is at times. Once again, they're in this tight front. They're clearly trying to go back real quick. Go back to the defensive front so you can see this funny. So this front right here was created to stop all of these looks. Because look, there's someone in every gap, right?
Yeah.
So this is like when we started this, maybe 2 years in, people started doing this to us where they would put someone in a gap and it would force you to go one-on-one everywhere. But at the same time, as you forget, you get into this, you make it a really tight quarters for us to pass, bro, which is easy for us. And then, oh, by the way, there's 85, and he already has 2 steps on your middle linebacker. I don't know what else to tell you. We're playing chess, you're playing checkers. What are we doing? You're not sure. That's why this is so fun, because their personnel allow for them to run the ball. It allows for them to play action the ball. Look at this. Dude, that's a dime. I know they're not having a good year. They're having a better game, obviously, but I think Brock Purdy's going to get paid, dude. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's going to reset the market.
I don't either, but I think he'll get close to 40.
There's going to be a lot of generations of Purdys that are going to be very happy with his next contract.
Kidding me? The fact that you're even making money playing a stupid game? Let's do this. Here we go. We're in a man concept. Nobody stands a chance in man. No, that's why. Because when you throw the ball to Debo, it's like throwing it to your fullback. Good luck, dude. Here we go. We've talked about this on the show. We love when people spread people out. Why? Because it forces a decision. You just showed me right there what your hand is. Sorry.
So we know it's man.
We know it's man, baby. Here come the crossing routes. This is mesh. We run this on my 7th grade team. I love it. I love it because it's the simplicity of the mesh forces the defense to play extremely disciplined. Now, the mesh doesn't really work that well here because they have kind of a rougher spacing, so nobody really gets picked. But right there's your mesh route. So you're hoping that at least this defender's going to be a little bit slower. The defender to the right, you're hoping he's going to get picked off from either the defender from the left or the receiver from the left, right? But he's already trailing. Like Debo just hit him with a 1-step slant, and I love how Oversight's in the middle and he doesn't even move.
13.
Go back real quick. Go back to when Debo's running behind him. He's just like oblivious.
So he's not. Yeah. What's his role here?
He's more of a spy. I think he's in case Purdy starts to run. But see, everything's happening right behind him, and he doesn't move. Shit like this would make me laugh in the meeting rooms because I'd be like, God, they're so dumb.
What would you say?
What would you say if you? Nah, dude. And then look, yards after catch, dude's got pneumonia, and you still can't bring him down.
Well, you think pneumonia is going to leave a guy questionable? How about getting shot in the chest? Let's watch one more play here. Ricky Pearsall, welcome to the 49ers.
He
caught 4 passes too.
Oh, he played phenomenal. I mean, they're gonna benefit from their draft this year so well. Not only offensively but defensively. And that's why I love the John Lynch, because he's a former player. He knows how things go. He gets it. He's good at seeing people's fakeness and all this shit. Dude, I'm telling you, you have guys like Ricky Pearsall on the field, especially when you don't have Christian McCaffrey, you don't have Brandon Ayuk, you don't have Juwan Jennings. I'm listing off a lot of really good players, and we're creating more. And I think that's one of the things that people don't see here is that Frisco is developing some really good young players, and they won a game doing it. Going into this game, you could have said this game was even. They had lost so many people. But now you're like, wow, they look really good for what they're doing. Now, I'm not going to say that they didn't have their moments, but at the same time, let's see who's out on the field. There's guys out here that are making names for themselves on Sunday night for the first time ever, and you're like, God damn, they're looking really good.
This division is wide open.
It's wide open, dude. Seattle may have been a little bit of front runners in the beginning of the season. Talk about the Rams. They just beat the Vikings, but that was a Thursday night game, and that was... I'm not going to get too down on your Vikings, Mackey, but at the same time, Thursday night games are really hard. And Puka and Cooper, I mean, dude, I'm just going to say they're pretty fucking good.
That's the thing. You get Puka back, Cooper Kupp. People forget that Rams team. They were like 5th in yards per play offensively a year ago. When you have everyone healthy, you have McVay and Stafford.
Well, that's what.
And the Cardinals keep finding ways to win games with less.
That's another thing. I mean, the Cardinals, I could see really slipping into this and throwing a big bomb into everybody's locker room, being like, "You forgot about us." I mean, they just need a little bit of confidence, and you go and you beat Miami. And I'm not saying that's an all-world team, but at the same time, you're like, they brought Tua back. They looked a little bit sharper. maybe you guys aren't as bad as we thought. Like, this is going to be a really fun race. It's not as fun as the NFC North right now, but at the same time, if you keep putting out good football and getting better every week and you get healthy, dude, just get in. That's all you got to do.
He's the Rhino. Alex Boone played multiple years in San Francisco. 49ers fans, if you're just discovering this is the O-line committee. Click that subscribe button and the like button, and we'll see you guys for the next one.